Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ in the studio with me. What? What's so funny? Right out of the box.
It's the way you say that. It always cracks me up.
With me.
With me.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, that's our thing, right? Yeah, exactly. With me. Yeah, that's it. All right.
It's
so
lazy, Greg.
What? It's lazy? Is that what
lazy.
you're saying? Okay. Well, that's just what we do. Kind of in a laid-back mood because we're just a couple weeks away from the Scuba Show in Long Beach, California. We're going to check in with Mark Young, who is the proprietor behind that major diving event that happens June 3rd and 4th in Long Beach, California at the Convention Center. He's going to join us a little bit later on the show today. Also, it's raining fish. We're going to talk about where it's raining fish. Because, I mean, you may not even have to go scuba diving to have an encounter with fish.
That's no fun.
Well, I don't know. If it's raining fish, I think that could be pretty
I still
want
to be. I'd still rather be in the water.
I would too. But if you were on your surface interval and it started raining fish, would that just be a more effective use of that surface interval time?
No, because most likely the fish would be dead.
Well, maybe not.
If they're
maybe
in the
not
air,
yet.
They can't breathe.
No, they're coming out of the sky.
Smelly ass fish.
Landing on your noggin. No,
I'll pass.
It might. I don't. Well, anyway, I'll tell you where that's happening.
Tell me where it is so I make sure not to go there.
I think you're going to want to go.
No,
it's in a place that has some diving attractions, but we'll get to that a little later on. To lead off the show today, however, I had a story that popped up on our radar that I want to discuss with the crew here. The Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, connected via the web, includes Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, and Bubba Boy, who is signed on remotely today. So we got a fairly full crew. And this story came across my desk about a new hand signal. Now, I get that. Yes, exactly. I get that all the time. You're number one. You're number one. But a new hand signal, supposedly this came out from, I believe it said, some folks at Patty put out a new hand signal for you're not feeling well underwater. And the signal is you take your index finger.
Is it this? Is it?
No, I don't think you make that sound underwater. You could actually, though. But you take your index finger, point it at your chest area, and make a circle. And that supposedly means I'm not feeling well.
I thought it meant cut a hole in my sternum.
Yeah, that's
with a bone
saw. See, Vinny got it.
Now that makes sense. My heart is not ticking.
Yeah.
It does seem odd. I don't understand the signaling.
That's what Dr. Doug signals to his nurse when he needs a bone saw.
Okay, you think maybe
he goes, hey.
Yeah, well, if you're making the circle of a big O, like, where's the hole? I don't know. I don't. I don't get it. Why that's supposed to?
That's another show.
Mean. You're on a roll. You Vinny Two Tanks.
I'm on a roll, but I'd rather be on a biscuit.
You're busting them up because you're the funny one.
You're killing me.
Yeah, old Cock Johnson's the funny one of Scuba Radio. Let's keep that.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
In check. Yeah. Anyway, so they came out with this hand signal, and I thought that if you're not feeling well, and Jerry the Diver Guy's an instructor like myself, that you take your hand and you just, go like this, and like I'm not feeling good, and
Something's not right.
yeah, you just wave your hand like you're not feeling good. Like everybody, like yeah, I don't know. So I don't know why we need another signal that says I'm not
or
feeling
you could
well.
do this.
Well, yeah, but you get your regulator in your mouth.
Well,
He's
it's pop.
taking his finger and sticking it in his mouth. So you take the regulator out and like I'm gonna
Or you
blow.
just point at your regulator without hitting the purge button.
Yeah, but if you draw a circle with your index finger on your chest, I mean,
If you did that to me, I would have no idea what the hell
exactly.
you were doing. I'd be
That's-
like, what are you doing? Are you hungry? If you rub like that, that's what I'm hungry or I'm full.
Well,
Rub your
okay,
chin.
right. Yeah, a lot of the hand signals are
Oh.
pretty self-explanatory like that. You don't even have to, understand what someone's saying 9 times out of 10.
So that's a
because
new one.
It's like Panama.
Are they
It's-
teaching new divers
So-
this or?
They're putting it out there that this is a new signal. And I wonder, is it because they're saying like, hey, I feel like I got COVID, or I don't know what the hell the point of this is. And I guess that was my thing. They
If you're
put
going to
this-
hurl underwater like we talked about a while back.
Yeah, but well, you could do the wave the hand thing. I'm not feeling good, and then if you blow, they're gonna see
Well,
that you're blowing chunks underwater pretty quick.
You can't rub your stomach because that's low on air. So,
Well-
just might as well rub the chest now.
Well, low on air. I thought low on air was like you take your fist.
No, you can do the fist up here, and you can also rub down here also.
Well, don't rub down there, Jerry.
Jerry's more of a fister.
That's a totally different signal, and
Well,
one that we don't
you get
recommend.
a little lower, that's a different signal.
Yeah,
That was
well-
funny, Jerry.
Yeah. So see, thank God we got Vinny.
Arbiter of humor.
Okay. So I don't know. Do we need more hand signals, or is this? It
Hell
sounds
no.
sounds like it's just making things more confusing to me.
I don't think I've ever used that.
Which one? What?
Uh,
What the hand? Like I'm not. How you,
Matter of fact, I forgot all about that.
no, yeah, but
I've never not felt well.
But it's
so
pretty
I'm lucky.
well. Like if you're taking a student down, or even if we're diving, you're having ear problems. You would either point to your ear and go, and
Yeah,
then
I'd point to my ear.
you'd point to your ear, and then you go, I'm having issues like that. I mean, when you
I would
wave
do
a
this.
hand,
I would do this to you. I'm
that's inappropriate.
screwdriver.
Right. That's what that means. But, buddy teams have their own inside hand signals. Like we have one, that bull, and then you make the hand gesture like
Ship.
this. Yeah, bullship. Right.
With a P.
And you're calling your buddy out. You can have some inside signals like that.
Big ship.
that most people can figure out just by, it's like charades underwater, but when you create a whole new signal that I don't even see the connection to making a circle with an index finger on your chest, what that has to do with not feeling well. I don't get it at all.
Is there a better one that you would suggest or?
No, I don't think we need any more. I mean, I don't need to communicate with you guys any more than I already do. Why do you think I go down underwater? To get away from your voices, your loud noises.
Wow,
Yeah,
antisocial.
Greg usually goes off to himself and is in his zen moment,
Exactly.
ignoring everything.
And I don't think I'm alone there. I mean,
I can never remember what they mean. I
well,
see the signals
exactly. So, you can make
know.
all the hand signals you want.
We need to
and Vinny
review.
will just look at you as cluelessly as he always does, like
I
he
was
is right
on-
now at us.
I was on a Scuba Ventures trip once, and there was a bunch of divers that were experts from Northern California, and
Yeah.
they kept hand signaling me through the first couple of dives. And finally, I said, "Hey, you guys can hand signal me till doomsday. I don't understand the thing you're saying. None of it makes any sense to me. So I
Yeah.
don't know the singles. All right,
Right.
Get singling me.
So they just kept saying you're number one, and you're like, I
you
get
should
it.
have gave him
Move on.
the universal signal, Vinny.
Well, I didn't want to be that rude, but I just said, hey, you can single to doomsday. I don't know what any of those singles are.
Yes.
I know up, I know down. I know some of the basic ones, but
Right. Well,
Better give
keep
me
it
the single
basic. Yeah, we got to dumb it down for Vinny Two Tanks, don't we? We got to keep it that level. And I mean
Actually-
that as a compliment, Vinny.
actually, I think most divers don't know all the singles. They just know the basic ones.
Right.
The singles?
Yes, the singles.
Single.
You don't know many of the singles because if you don't know them,
This
then
top
you're
40
destined to
singles
be
coming in at number 5.
you're destined to be a single for the rest of your life. All right, more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula. You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, no Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new Scuba Radio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 Scuba Radio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New Scuba Radio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com. So cool. Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Okay, so you guys don't watch the news. What do?
I do a lot of Dateline. I love it. Husbands murdering their wives. Having Salon on vacation. Scuba diving. He'll just unplug her oxygen while she's underwater. Happens more than you think.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. That is the Hoth Park House Band, a friend of Diver Dennis and myself. This guy, he's actually, we know him from our airplane show, Just Plain Radio, and him and his band did this song, Headlong Dive. It applies well.
Oh, like a plane taking a dive, which
No.
is a bad thing.
No, it's a scuba dive thing, I think.
Oh, all right.
Hell if I know. But it worked for
'Cause
scuba
if you go
radio.
into a nose dive, is that what it's called? That's
well,
bad.
That would be bad in an airplane, but it wouldn't be bad as a scuba diver. And that's what we are. We are a show
Right,
for
no
scuba
kidding.
diving. Yeah.
By kidding, I mean.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
I think I know what you mean. I see the hand signal. Yes, I know. I'm number one. Got it. All right. So, CJ in the studio with me. Scuba Radio Scuba Squad. We've been joined by Diver Dennis, sometimes known as Dennis.
The Menace.
The Menace?
No, that's too cliche.
Tennis Dennis.
He helps me out on Just Plain Radio. Captain Dennis. He's a captain of an airplane. But today
He is indeed.
he's on Scuba Radio, so he's Diver Dennis,
We got
right, Dennis?
Captain Dennis.
Sure, I'll
wanna
take
be
whatever you
great.
want to call me.
He's a man
Okay.
of many hats.
Yeah. He'll take whatever we can call him, but we're not going to call him what we really want to say because then we get kicked off the radio.
Then you
So-
don't get to fly on the airplane, Greg.
Well, that's true. He has an airplane, and so we got to suck up to him so we can get to places that we want to go. in his
Dennis
airplane.
Mooney.
He has a Mooney 201. That would be good too. But I think Diver Dennis works today, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll
oh, yeah.
take
Okay.
that.
Okay. We'll go with that. All right. So hand signals, we got enough of them. Is that the consensus of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad?
See.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we don't need any more. You're only going to confuse us
Are
if you
you
had more.
rejecting Patty? Oh, you're in trouble now, mister.
Maybe. I just don't see the
Well,
point.
maybe it's that they reject everybody else.
How so? What do you mean, Jerry?
Hey, they certified me. They'll
Keep
certify
adding more
anybody.
on to us.
Well, I mean, they got to act like they're doing stuff all the time. I don't know. I just just don't make things more confusing for us. We don't need more hand signals. We really don't. Especially when you already have one that describes you're not feeling well by just taking your hand and waving it like, I don't know. That's good enough for I don't feel well. You don't need a separate hand signal.
Yeah, if you do anything like this, it looks like you're pointing to your BC, or it's like,
Right.
like, what are you trying to show
I got a
me?
hole in my chest. Or, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Monkey heart needs banana.
Okay.
I've been shot with a spear gun. Pull it out. Wait,
Right.
don't pull it out.
Yeah, because
Leave
if you
it-
pull
leave-
out, you'll bleed out.
Leave it for now.
No, we're gonna pull it out.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's one story that was kind of worthless that came out. Another one was it's raining fish. And we got to talk about this because
Forgive me if I'm skeptical.
well, being an actor that appeared in Sharknado 3, that is why there's raining fish in this small town in Honduras. Supposedly, it happens fairly consistently at the same time every year. They have a big storm.
Are they falling off a waterfall with a gust of wind? I could see that happening.
No, it's like a water spout off the coast of Honduras, and when these tornadoes out on the ocean, form, they suck the water up out of the ocean and then disperse it out on land. And evidently, there's some kind of weather pattern that's fairly consistent in this little town in Honduras where it's sucking up fish and it's raining fish during a storm. And they've actually decided to monetize this whole process, and they've encouraged the town to gather the fish to sell on market, and they're calling them heaven fish. So you can actually buy
It's
heaven
not a bad
fish.
idea.
Sky
fish.
Well, heaven fish, and they they take it to the local processing plant, and the people that are gathering up all these fish that fall from the sky are getting like $6 a pound and making money, and so they're happy. And then people that buy it, this is heaven fish.
Just scrape the sand off.
Well, they wash them. They got to clean them and that kind of thing. But that would be kind of cool, I think. Honduras has great diving. I don't know this town, how close it is to the coast. I assume it's not too far.
Would you eat heaven fish?
Heck yeah. Came from heaven. Hello.
I think that sounds like fun diving. You got a high cyclone or hurricane, and you got flying fish, and you can dive. Wow.
Right.
I think this is how the scuba diver wound up in the tree in that story. Right?
That's right. There's the
what's
old
this?
urban legend that happened to a diver.
Well, I thought he got sucked up by one of the planes that's putting out the fire.
Well, that's right. That was the story. But it could happen, I guess, with a water spout too. But yeah,
He survived that?
Well, yeah.
How do you think that somebody told the story?
Here's a story.
Somebody's
Supposedly,
seen it.
hadn't heard it.
there were forest fires out west, and the planes that scoop up the water to try to put out the forest fires scooped up some water in a lake in the nearby area, and there was a diver down there, and he got scooped up in the process, and they didn't know it. And
That's
they
why you
took him-
always have to have a flag.
Right. Exactly. Jerry, are you listening?
I'm with you.
He's next.
So he got scooped up, and they found him after the fire was out. They found this diver in a tree. Now, actually, I don't think he survived the episode, but this is one of those kind of urban legend type of stories. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if it's true, but it's a great story. We don't let the truth get in the way of that, right?
Well, I'll Google it.
Okay, all right. Vinny's going to Google it. But it could happen with a water spout, too, I guess. I mean, this is like a Sharknado. It's the same thing, basically. Sharknado, water spout forms off the coast, sucks up the sharks. In this case, it's just a bunch of fish. I mean, I guess, they don't say they didn't have any sharks get sucked up there in Honduras, but it could have been a shark or something, too, I guess. And then they start falling from the sky.
When we go to Honduras, we had to take a chainsaw with us?
Well, it'd probably be a good safety device for sure.
Well, you might not want to bring that dive float because it might get sucked up in the cyclone and take you with it.
Well, there's that, but then they would know there's an issue. Hey, there's some guy hanging from a rope from our water tank. What's that all about? Don't worry about it. He'll live through it. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Come on for the magical scuba dive tour. Right this way.
Come on.
What the hell was that?
Come on to the Magic Dive Tour.
Come on.
Could you, shut up?
Come on to the Magic Dive Tour.
I don't want to hear you.
This is your invitation. Come on to the Magic Dive Tour.
What's wrong with you?
Come on.
Might see a levitation. Come on to the Magic Dive Tour.
What are you, an idiot?
Our magical scuba dive tour is waiting to take you to play the unique Scuba Radio way. Dive in today.
That's awful. So let's clear the air of that.
Okay. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. That little teaser for our magical scuba dive tour with Explorer Ventures. This is going to be a really cool Scuba Radio scuba cruise, August 12th through the 19th. If you want to join us, I highly encourage you to do so because all you have to do is call up Explorer Ventures at 1-800-322-3577. And not only will we be on board doing a broadcast that week to give everybody an opportunity on the boat to tell their friends back home to suck it, losers, as you do. We're going to document it. It'll be like a little time capsule souvenir of your adventure on board the Turks and Caicos Explorer 2 that week. And then we're going to have mermaids, Mermaid Kristen. We got a new mermaid that's going to join us, Kelly. So Kelly and Kristen, mermaids. And then we have Scott, the scuba magician, who's going to be on board with us to perform magic after dinner and stuff on some nights. So it's going to be a magical, it's going to be a mermaid mystery. It's just going to be crazy, a whole new level of nuts that we're going to all encounter together on the Scuba Radio Scuba Cruise. So make sure you join us. I highly recommend it. And every time we do these things, once or twice a year, I'm always looking for something different to add to the mix, to make things a little different. We've never had a magician on board. It's going to be truly something special. And you'll get a little preview of this at the Scuba Show in a couple weeks because Scott, who is going to be with us on the boat that week, will be with us to open the Scuba Show on Saturday morning, June 3rd in Long Beach at the Convention Center. As we're not going to cut a ribbon to open up the exhibit show floor. We're going to cut a mermaid in half. This has never been done before, but we are going to do it. And assuming that goes well, he'll join us on the boat. Actually, if it doesn't go well, he'll still be on the boat with us. I don't really care.
He'll be a fugitive, but he'll be on the boat.
Right. He may have to, leave the country anyway. So it might just be very convenient. I will tell you, off the record, so to speak, since no one's listening, right?
No.
Rachel, who is the mermaid that we are planning to cut in half to open the show at the Scuba Show, she confided in me as they were preparing for this whole thing that we're going to do, working with Scott, the magician, and the whole thing. She had a meeting with him and talked about what this involves. And she goes, this is pretty technical, Greg. This could go horribly wrong. I mean, what happens if I'm injured or something? And I'm like,
you signed the waiver.
Right. And I'm like, if you're injured, I mean, remember that we're doing all this for just the spectacle of it. It's going to be epic. And if it bleeds, it leads. It's going to be, Vinny gets it. He's out there. So, I don't see a downside. She saw a slight downside, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I think it's going to be something truly special. So plan accordingly or avoid it at all costs, depending on your perspective. All right? Okay, so just real quick to kind of button up that story with its raining fish. First off, if we went to Honduras to do some diving, would that be a fun little side attraction to kind of witness a fish storm?
Well, it would suck because I'm imagining if the conditions are such that it's raining fish, you wouldn't be able to dive.
Well, yeah, but it's raining fish, so at least you'd have another attraction to play with. And it's not going to rain every day. I mean, it's tropical. It's like the thunderstorms in the afternoon here in Florida. I mean, that's probably what's going on.
You have to film it because no one would believe you once you get home.
True.
It was raining fish. Yeah, sure it was.
Yeah, you'd want to get that on video. Yeah,
that's
Jerry.
What the GoPros are for.
Well, that's right. Jerry, what do you think?
That's what the fish said right before he got sucked up, CJ.
What, do you need a GoPro?
No, that it sucked.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. But so, I mean, it could happen.
I didn't want to interrupt you, Greg.
That's okay. I mean, when you have quality entertainment to like that, I mean, it's obviously a good time
it's
to
gold.
Keep. What is it, Vinny?
It's gold.
It's gold. Okay, if you say so.
That's why Barry's not here right now.
Because
I told him it's raining men.
Oh, all right. Well, do you want to sing it then?
Nah.
No, it's raining.
No one
fish.
wants that, Greg.
No.
Hallelujah! It's raining fish.
That's
in Honduras. It's raining fish. Yeah, I mean,
Bring
that's
the
elves back.
I think we just lost half our audience.
Yeah, well, sorry, Mom. Okay, so anyway, that's that.
She turns the TV or turns the radio off.
Yeah, but I think it would be kind of cool to experience that on a trip to Honduras. And as far as I know, that's the only place on the planet where they have this raining fish phenomenon fairly regularly at a certain time of the year.
I think if someone puts a trip together like that, I'd go on that.
Well, see, Vinny would go. Yeah, he likes the idea of this.
I believe Vinny would do anything to get out of California.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Well, whatever it takes.
Greg, I just got a text from your mom.
Uh-oh. And
she said, I don't have a son.
Ah. Not anymore.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I heard she was going to be on the show today somewhere.
No. She just disowned me
Oh.
for that last comment or two, Vinny. See?
Oh.
See what happens?
She was supposed to, Beanie.
Okay. All right,
Not
that's
now.
enough. That's
She got
enough
bumped.
out of all of you.
The
Just
last
stop.
He bumped his own mom.
Just stop.
She got bumped.
You
for a
guys,
random
come on
beach
now.
story.
I'm already down. Why are you kicking me? That's just not appropriate.
Because you bring up these stupid fish stories.
Well, okay, there's that.
Got to call you out on this stuff.
All right. Well, by the way, program note, coming up, we are going to have Mark Young from the Scuba Show join us a little bit later on. Next week, however, we hope to get an interview with Dr. Duturi, who is known as Dr. Deep Sea. He's the guy who just broke the record for the longest underwater stay, and he's down there at Jules Undersea Lodge in Key Largo.
Dr. Detroit, got it.
No, Dr. Deep Sea is one of his nicknames, but Joe Duturi is his name.
What about Dr. Love?
Dr. Doug spent some time with him in the habitat there a couple weeks ago, and we talked to him about that. But we hope to get Dr. Deep Sea on the show next week, which, by the way, he'll only have like 2 days after we interview him next Saturday, because he's about at the end of his thing. The goal was to do, I think, 100 days or
he's
something.
still down there?
He's still down there.
Holy crap. I saw Dr. Doug's post on Facebook.
Right.
He went down for, 24 hours?
Yeah. He went and hung out with him for a day, took some measurements from him, and inspected
Was he fitting
him.
him for a suit?
Yeah. What
doing
is a
some
doctor?
medical checks.
Yeah. He's probing him, that kind of thing. What doctors do to each other, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, something about a stinking glove.
Something about turn your head and cough.
Yeah. Hey now. But anyway, he's going to join us next week if things go as planned. And that'll be kind of cool because it'll be at the end. And jonesing to get out from under the habitat there in Key Largo. So plan accordingly. All right, more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
A professional mermaid says unwanted advances from merverts is the worst part of the job. Just like that, you've been made aware of a new profession and its very serious problems and the word mervert.
Hey now. Hey now.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, so Diver Dennis has a friend with him. I don't know. Did he show up, Dennis, or no? He's not there,
yet.
is he?
I'm still waiting for him to get here.
Okay, but he has a friend that has the inside scoop on finding the lobsters. So he has some like honey holes, and I think what the plan is that Dennis is going to get him good and liquored up, and he's going to share some of those secret spots with us on the show today. How's that sound?
I don't know if he's going to share the actual locations.
What?
But, we're definitely making arrangements to get you down to the Keys with us.
Right.
In fact, he just took his boat into the shop, and he's getting the fuel tanks done so that he can get more range, so we can get out to the Tortugas and whatnot. So this is going to be an epic adventure once it all comes together, because he has a place in the Keys. So we have a home base right in Summerlin Key that we can go dive and we can go lobster hunting.
All right. Well, we got Summerlin Key out of him.
I think Greg is ready to go.
I'm definitely ready to go, but I think we need to get some specific spots out of him on the show today.
Oh,
that is the goal.
Guess who just came into the office?
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, mix them up a drink there, Dennis. Get them socially lubricated.
Hooked up here,
so we can put them under the spotlight and make them talk.
Sing like a bird.
That's right. There you go. Hey, Sam, how you doing, buddy? So we'll let you get them a drink and get them set up first, Dennis. So just stand by. We'll do that in hour 2, as well as Mark Young from the Scuba Show is going to join us as well. One other story I wanted to get out there today for the rest of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad and anyone checking in with us today. A new world record was broken this past week.
What did Neil do now?
Yeah, exactly. The dive god. We'll have to ask him about this. But in Croatia, well, she's from Croatia. Her name is Sandra Dalila, setting new women's world record for free immersion with a dive to 98 meters.
Holy
This
hell.
is free diving. So, do the math. That's 321 feet.
Holy crap.
Can you imagine taking a breath of air and then going down to 321 feet?
Nope.
That is nuts, isn't it? I mean, that's quite a skill. I was hoping we could get Mermaid Rachel, who's a free dive instructor, on the show today, but I think she's...
But no.
Okay. She might be training for American Ninja Warrior again or something. I don't know. Actually, she has a...
No, I don't think so.
No, actually, she is training to, for the U.S. freediving team. And, she would know about this stuff. So we'll get her on eventually to talk about that. But, man, you talk about the bar being pretty high, or in this case, low, 321 feet. I mean, that just doesn't seem...
That's a world record, right?
Yes.
It's like not just...
She's from Croatia, yeah, the girl that did it.
How long did it take her to do that?
It took her 321 feet below the surface to...
How many minutes?
It took 321 feet to get down there underwater.
Trying to figure out here, because when Bubble Boy off gases, we had to hold our breath, and we had to hold our breath for a long time when he off gas.
Well, how long can you hold your breath? What is your best?
Well, it depends on Bubble Boy's in a room and he off gases, so
you need that extra motivation, is what you're saying?
10 minutes, you have to hold your breath.
Okay.
I could off gas for about 1 minute and 30 seconds.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, that's doable. That's doable. See, when I was training for free diving, my best was 3:08. I did 3 minutes and 8 seconds in a pool. So I'm good. If it only takes him a minute and a half to off gas.
Jerry, that's why you use your spare air.
Right.
Yeah.
See?
Hey, you don't have to hold your breath.
Yeah, as you shouldn't when you're diving. And that's
somebody
comes in handy.
somebody rips ass, just that's another use for the spare air.
Is that in the marketing stuff for spare air?
When your buddy rips ass, suck on a spare air. I'll do the spot for you if you want.
Oh boy.
It's one of the accessories you can buy that actually will save your life.
Yes. And
yeah, but that's not funny.
Well, in this case, it'll save your nostrils. Yeah.
You'll sell 1 million of them.
At least. But
what you do is you market them on Taco Tuesday.
Aha. Yeah. Okay. If you say so.
Cinco de Mayo specials.
All right. Well, I mean, okay. What is the longest you've held your breath training for free diving, Jerry? What do you think? Do you have a record, or have you ever timed yourself or done any training in that regard?
Just playing around. I mean, it's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Aha.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. What do you mean playing around, though? Was this training?
Just in a swimming pool.
Okay, just farting around like dangerous stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to do that.
That's shallow, though.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to do that.
Stuff.
Yeah,
dumb stuff.
Yeah,
stuff.
Okay, yeah, because we don't encourage that. You're not supposed to do that in your backyard pool. I mean, this is the people have died.
Shallow water blackout, maybe.
Well, you really shouldn't be trying to do that without the proper training, because you need to have a buddy with you that's watching you and that kind of thing. Now, when I did the 308, so what? Was there anyone in there watching
they probably
you?
would have said, "Look at that dumbass."
Yeah, well, they would say that anyway. It doesn't.
Yeah,
you don't need to be in a pool. Okay, I kid. Kind of.
That hurt, Greg.
Yeah, but
Gregory.
but yeah, you want to do the proper free diving training.
Free driving.
And make sure that you don't push the limits without someone watching you, because if you go too far, you could pass out and you could drown, and that would be bad. But if you do the proper training, go to a proper free diving class, I've been told many, many times before, and hell, I did it. And just, one training session, and I did over 3 minutes. And they said they can take pretty much anybody off the street with just basic, they don't have to be the epitome of health. But,
if Greg can do it.
Duh.
I mean, he's old and he's in terrible shape.
Right.
If Greg can do it, anybody can do
right.
it.
Thanks, Vinny. And, and
we could probably easily double whatever Greg does.
Okay, if you say so. But the thing is, they say they can take anybody off the street with basic or average health and could easily do a 3-minute and, learn how to hold their breath with some
Can you make it up a
techniques.
mountain in Fiji without sucking wind?
Nope.
You can hold your breath.
No, that has nothing to do with going up in Fiji, Mount Fiji. I'm talking about in the pool, doing training, proper free diving training. Now, just because you can hold your breath for 3 minutes doesn't mean you can take 3 minutes and do a dive down to 321 feet, let alone 50 feet for that matter, because it takes a little bit more effort to dive down. You're going to expend some energy and
I'll
stuff.
go 15 feet if I lost my watch.
See, I think I've done a little bit over 60 on a free dive.
Liar.
It's not true. It is absolutely true. I've done that, but I would go down. It'd take me about 20 seconds to get down to 60 feet, 30 seconds maybe, and then I'd swim around for a little bit, about another 20 seconds or so, and that'd be about it, and I'd come up.
Greg, it's not story time right now.
It is story time. That's what this. What do you think Scuba Radio is, CJ?
You're making up crap.
It's scuba diving free, or in this case, free diving story time.
None of this has been independently verified.
I did it in the Florida Keys. It was at the Christ the Abyss. I did a lot of free diving training there.
That's only about 20-some foot.
Well, that was I did longer bottom times. That wasn't where I did my best record as far as going down to 60. But I did about 30, 40, and in that general vicinity. So I am special. I'm kind of a superhero kind of guy. Yeah.
Butch and I would do 50 feet in Catalina all the time.
Well, see.
And Greg
all the
believes it 'cause
time,
he's
Greg.
been there.
Yeah,
But
Vinny can do it.
He would bounce down to pick something up and come right
that's
back up.
freezing
Right.
cold.
See, Vinny's kind of a superhero
And that's
in his
cold
own
weather.
right. All right, look, hour 2 is on deck. We're going to talk about where all the lobsters are and check in with the latest on the Scuba Show, which is just a couple weeks away. That's next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Pressurized air, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go! Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown? Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea. under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. We got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, a blurry mess. Who is that?
Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy, of course. That explains it. I think, we were talking about the fact that he likes to expel gaseous fumes. I think it fogged up his closed caption video thing there, didn't it?
Yeah.
That is gross. All right. And also we got Diver Dennis and his buddy Sam with us. Now, Dennis and Sam are avid pilots, and that's how I have got to know both of them, especially Sam. And lo and behold, we were talking about some stuff on Just Plain Radio, and he said, I dive quite a bit. You got this scuba show. I was like, you like diving for lobster? I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, am I human? Yeah, duh. And he goes, well, hey, I know where the lobsters are hiding. I know where they are, and I will take you to them. And I'm hoping that he's willing to share, and that Diver Dennis has got him socially lubricated enough to share all his secret honey holes spots already. Sam, is that true? How you feeling?
He's trying. I'm getting there.
Okay.
A couple more of these little fireball bottles.
That's all it takes. One or two fireballs and boom.
No question.
We know where all the honey holes
Secrets are out.
Yeah. So you've been diving for how many years, you figure, Sam? What do you think?
I've been diving for over 30. I've been an instructor for at least 30.
Yeah. And your main, stomping grounds or diving grounds are in the Florida Keys or all over, or what? What would you say?
Well, they started out in the Gulf of Mexico, and I did a lot of technical diving and wreck diving out in the Gulf. But with the increase in fuel prices, I kind of started getting away from that. It was a 2-hour ride to everywhere I wanted to go in the Gulf. So now we just moved our operation. Well, not recently, back in, I'd say 2003, 2006.
Yeah.
Bought a house down in the Keys in Summerlin. And I'm a pilot, like you said earlier. So we got a runway in the front yard and the boat sitting on the lift in the backyard. And
sweet.
Our nearest spot's, 10-minute ride.
Gotta love that. Now, Summerlin Key, that's south of Isla Mirada, I assume, or is that closer to Key West? I don't even know. Exactly.
It's mile marker 24. It's midway between Marathon and Key West.
Okay. All right.
24 mile to the end of the earth.
Got it. All right. So you're, Southern Keys there. And so these places that you have found the lobsters, do you have these secret spots that you hear from all these fishermen that, like, hey, I know this one place and I get it on my GPS.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, that's exactly happens.
You have to do a lot of favors, if you will, to get these numbers.
Whoa, hey,
whatever it takes, man.
Really? Okay.
At the end of the day, lobsters are on the table. That's all that matters.
Well,
nobody asks how they got there.
That's true. I just saw Jerry the Diver Guy perk up when he said favors. He was willing to do whatever. He just goes, I can do that. I don't know what that entails, but when it's a Key West, it's anything goes down there,
thank
Jerry.
God we're not in Key West.
Well, it's close enough, it sounds like to me. But regardless, what about, do you have these, secret spots there, Sam, down there?
I've got a few. Yes, absolutely.
How many would you say? How many spots you figure? Like more than 10 or?
Oh, over 300.
300 spots. Oh, geez.
Yeah. I've been doing this a while.
Okay. All right. And Dennis, have you been down to observe any of these spots he's talking about yourself or no?
I haven't, but it's definitely on our list. And I know that this is real because I talked to his neighbor, and the neighbor actually puts in an order to fill his freezer with lobster tails in exchange for favors. So I know that there's some truth to this. This isn't just old wives' fisherman tale, about I got one lobster, but really, you know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, they barter for lobster down there. Yeah. So, you have your limits you have to do, but you can go out on your own private boat and you have a a group full of divers, you can just load your boat up, and that's kind of what you do. I mean, I assume you like eating them too, don't you, Sam? Or do you just barter with them?
At this point, I really don't even eat them anymore.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I've gotten sick of them, to be honest with you. I give them away.
Now, he's the kind of dive buddy you want.
That's how you know he's the real deal.
Exactly.
He's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even keep them. Every once in a while, if everybody's cooking them up, I'll eat them. But the reality is after all these years, lots and lots and lots and lots of lobster grill outs and cooking them. We've cooked them every imaginable way, coconut, deep fried, you name it, we've done it, lemon pepper. And after a while, it's like, it's another lobster.
Huh. Okay. Well, like I said, that is the kind of dive buddy you want. So if you're looking for someone to go dive with them, I'm with you. If you're looking for someone to dive with you and then eat them, I'm with you too, Sam, if you'll have me. I mean,
absolutely.
I know, Dennis is right there next to you, and I know it's easier for him to do, but trust me, I'm way better.
Well, now wait here a minute, Greg.
Oh no, you just shush there, Jerry.
You're there all the time. I'm stuck in the freaking mountains, buddy.
That's not going to work. Choice. You could come here. Florida's open. We're welcoming.
Well, I don't know about that, Dennis. You know, Jerry.
No, that's true. We do have an admission standard. It's low.
Exactly.
Gee, I love you all.
Well, okay. Well, tell me this, Sam. Do you have any tips for these lobster losers?
Got a tip for you, Greg.
Like me or Jerry or Vinny or Bubble Boy. If we wanted to find these spots, we just got to know someone, or what would you tell someone looking for lobster down there in the Keys?
Find a clear day out of season, have somebody drag you behind the boat and just look for little pock marks in the ground. You don't want to look for the tall structure. Yeah. Everything tall, everyone else has found, and they're going to pick that clean the second season opens.
Right.
So just have somebody drag you behind the boat, have a ski boat tow rope, and just let somebody drag you on a clear sunny day where the sun's nice and high and you can see the bottoms. And just look for little bitty pock marks. Look for the stuff that would not show up on a bottom finder. Once you get it, then, go check it out, and never chase a lobster. Always let a lobster come to you.
Yeah. You got to speak the lobster language.
Essentially you use the tickle stick, and you just convince them that they want to come out and challenge you, and you just ease them into the net nice and easy.
Yeah.
So you're a tickle stick in a net. You don't use the loop.
You're a tickler, not a looper.
I only use the loops when you're in areas where they can back in and not get out. But for the most part, the Keys are not like that. Fort Lauderdale's more of a snare type situation. But for the Keys, it's tickle stick and net.
Yes. Yeah. When you get down there,
that's
especially.
So true.
Yeah, down to the Keys on that applies to above land too, I believe. On land, they're ticklers. Down there in Key West. Yes, it's a whole thing. But yeah, you gotta coax them out and kind of be at one with the lobsters. I mean, I play a mind game when I'm trying to coax them out from under a ledge or one of those little holes and things, and I I'm not gonna eat you. I'm not gonna eat you, little lobster. Come on, I'm not here to eat you.
No, but someone else is.
Yeah, but come to me. I'll save you. I'll save you from.
You see people get aggressive all the time, and there's no need. You just kind of you annoy them a little bit to where they want to come out and smack you with their antenna, and then once they're out,
all right, it's a mind game.
You turn them.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
Don't get aggressive. Don't lead them to believe that you're there to cause them any harm. You're just there to be obnoxious.
And then eat them after you catch them. Yeah, I love it. Well, that's a lobster. Wisdom right there from Diver Sam. We appreciate it. More coming up. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I would like to extend to you an invitation to the party.
We're gonna have some fun without a dive. At the party, scuba party. Now don't stay behind, don't get left out. At the party, scuba party. Now the scuba party is here and he's here to stay. At the party, scuba party. If you want some fun, it's the only way. At the party, scuba party. We're gonna dive in and swim all about, move around just like the truck. Now at the party, a big party.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad, connected via the web. Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Bubble Boy, even Diver Dennis with us, rounding out the crew. But however, we have a very special guest on with us right now, Mark Young, who's the big kahuna, big cheese there at the Scuba Show in Long Beach. It's June 3rd and 4th at the Long Beach Convention Center. He is on Scuba Radio with us right now. Mark, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Greg, how are you? Doing good, thanks.
Yeah, hey, I'm pretty excited. I know you are. You're in the thick of it as you do the final preparations for this massive event. It will be indeed a scuba party, and you pull out all the stops, and then we're doing something truly special to open it this year. How do you feel about our little stunt that we plan to do to open the show this year? What do you think?
Well, since I just came on, have you explained it yet to everybody?
Of course. You
you did? Okay.
Yeah, instead of cutting a ribbon, we're going to cut a mermaid in half, thanks to our friends, the Scuba Magicians. And as I explained, I shared a little inside thing with Mermaid Rachel, who's going to be the victim. I mean, a person that we cut in half, her mermaid. And she was a little concerned, like, if things go wrong, this could be bad. I'm like, no, it couldn't.
Don't worry. You'll have a floor with good drainage.
That's true. They got plenty of good drainage there at the Long Beach Convention Center. And if it bleeds, it leads. So it'll be great publicity. And no matter what happens, right, Mark? What do you think?
So the drainage made her feel better.
Yes. Did it? I'm not so sure about that. But if you say so. I mean, she's out there. But, yeah, it's going to be quite a thing. I mean, it's never been done in the dive industry. You've been around a few years. Have you ever heard of anything being done like this to open a diving event? What do you think, Mark?
I hope it doesn't blow the whole thing.
Well, like I said, I mean, what's the downside? What could possibly go wrong? I mean, someone
Oh,
dies.
people could. It's kind of a sexist thing. You're cutting a woman in half, and
No,
that's
it's not a woman. It's
California.
it's a
That's
mermaid.
California.
Only half
you
woman.
Don't know. Huh?
No, and then look, and
Well-
then we can have an auction to see which raises the more money, the top or the bottom, the tail or the
Yeah.
top.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, if it goes wrong,
Yeah.
sushi.
Sushi, okay.
Sushi lunch.
See, none of these people that are talking right now, besides me, will be there, Mark. So don't worry, we'll be okay. I think we'll
No,
be fine.
I think it'll be good.
It's definitely going to be different. But how are you feeling about the scuba show overall, though? I mean, last I spoke to you, I think it's been like a month ago. You said it looked like it was already sold out with booths and things, or what are you thinking these days?
Yeah, we're sold out of exhibit space.
Yeah.
Which that happened a while back, and that's good. We have
Yeah.
a kind of a waiting list, which I wish we could let people in. We have a advanced ticket sales seem to be going very well.
Good.
We never know what to expect there.
Right.
You know, that's the big hope. We had nice crowds in there, and it looks like it'll be okay.
Yep. Yep.
The exhibitors are all happy, glad to come back. We were down a couple of years from COVID, like everybody was, and then last year we had our first comeback, and that was surprising. It was good. Everybody wanted to come in.
Right.
So everything looks good. I just have to get myself organized.
Well, don't we all? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You know, when you're putting together an event like this, I don't know if people really appreciate what goes into putting on a good dive show like this. I mean, it's a consumer event. You got all kinds of logistical issues to deal with, and then whack jobs that want to cut mermaids in half. I mean, there's so many balls up in the air there that Mark has to juggle to pull this thing off. And I will say, I'm not saying this because I'm trying to blow smoke here, but the scuba show as it stands today is probably the coolest and most organized and most awesome dive event I have been to. Seriously, I say that as the God's honest truth. It is such a cool event. The people that go are just there for the right reasons. And then, you know, Mark and his team, they really put together a great event for all the exhibitors or people like me that are coming into Long Beach to participate. They really do just a great job to make it even more fun than just getting a bunch of divers together, which is awesome just in its own right. So hats off to you, my friend, and all the people that work with you. You do such a good job, Mark, and I am looking forward to it.
I'll tell you what makes the whole thing work is, I don't know, but I know you've been to a lot of conventions in your life. I've been in a number of different industries. And you go to a convention, and the people sure are, like the exhibitors are sure happy about what they're doing and showing it off, but the diving has a passion.
Right.
So the exhibitors are there. The reason they're in the business they're in is because they love the oceans and all that stuff before they even got into the thing. And the attendees come in, and it's like a shared. It's like there's a common deal that just brings everything together. We do the we used to do the National Restaurant Association show, and people are showing off their blenders and and their flatware and stuff, and that was all cool, and the people wanted to buy it, but there's no passion around it.
Yeah, it's hard to get excited about blenders.
No, and the diving industry has that special deal going where everybody's just kind of revolves around the oceans and, and the marine environments. And it's just cool.
Yeah.
So I'd like to give the show credit for that, but it's really just
it's a great community. That's right.
It's a great community. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and just building on that and just making things run smooth. I mean, that's what sets it apart. I mean, the layout, the lighting, the carpet, and everything they do at the scuba show. I mean, Mark and his team really do a great job. So I'm very excited. We're doing something we've never done before with this cutting a mermaid in half. I'm pretty excited about just seeing how that goes too. And hopefully it'll go great. And even if it doesn't, it'll still be something we'll all talk about for years to come. Remember that year where we killed a mermaid? Oh, geez. Yeah, I don't know.
Craig will be broadcasting live from prison.
Yes, exactly. But
well, and I'll tell you the one of the things that makes the show work too is your opening. Greg's there both mornings. He's the people come in an hour ahead of time and they're waiting to get in the deal, and Greg's entertaining, and it just sets the mood.
Well, they want to get their shots in. Hey, we can take this guy out. I don't know. It is so much fun. ScubaShow.com. Go there, get your tickets. Join us June 3rd and 4th at the Long Beach Convention Center. More coming up. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba Radio. Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hey, man. Hey, what are you doing today? I don't know. I was kind of bored. You want to do something cool? Well, like what? We could go scuba dive. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I've never done it before. Well, there's only a few things that you got to do to be good at it, and it's really easy to learn. Here, I'll show you. Come with me.
Okay, everyone, let's get our gear on. Let's go for our dive. Tanks are right here.
Now, to be a scuba diver, it can be so much fun. Making memories and sharing good times in the sun. Descend with the quickness, equalize so you don't pop. To avoid decompression sickness, always make a safety stop. You know, gonna be a scuba diver. Gonna be an underwater survivor. Gonna be a scuba diver.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. That is Tim Beerman. Beeman, by the way, if you want to look that song up. I was singing to it. CJ has been nice enough to record some videos of me singing along with that song and posting it on Facebook.
That
You
always
son of
cracks
a
me up.
bitch.
It's going on Facebook, Instagram, whatever I can throw it up.
You.
It's funny.
It's a good song. It's hard not. It's a real toe tapper, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, CJ in the studio annoying me as usual. Scuba Radio, Scuba
I'm here
Squad,
to document, or otherwise this would be lost to the ages.
which is what we all would prefer.
He does have a point, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry.
No, remember, gold. It's
That's
gold.
right. Thank you, Vinny.
Okay, if Vinny says it's gold.
Speaking
then-
of the scuba show, remember
Yeah.
in 2017 when you, me, and Vinny almost got sucked into a jet engine?
No, I blocked that out years ago.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
It
what happened?
was after the scuba show, and we were with
That's
Captain
true.
Butch.
Yeah.
On Butch's little dinghy boat.
Right.
R.I.P.
And Vinny and Butch and you and myself.
Right.
And
Mark was there.
Yeah, Mark was watching us. We started drifting. Our little outboard motor died, and
Yeah.
we started drifting dangerously close to a running, big, giant pontoon boat, or what do you call
Well,
those
it's the
things?
Catalina Express. It uses two big old jet engines.
Big jet engine, big.
And we got sucked
With
into
big gaping holes. It would have Oh my God!
And we're waving to Mark Young. Who
I was getting seriously nervous. It was funny, but it was like,
I was laughing the whole time. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
I was laughing too, but only from the sense like, well, if this is the way we're going to go by having the flesh blasted from our skins from these jet engines from the Catalina Express.
It would be quick.
It'll be quick, and it'll be quite a story.
Speaking of
that
blenders.
Mark Young will be able to share for years to come. And luckily, we were able to get out of harm's way just in the nick of time.
And Mark was laughing his head off.
Oh, he was everybody
dying. I'm like,
the captain of the boat.
This thing started.
The Harbor Patrol had to save us.
Yeah, the crew was screaming at us, and
I thought the engine eventually started, didn't it? Or they
oh no,
towed
it
us
was
out?
running. It was running. The jet engines were running. We were down. Let's go. This is going to end very badly for us. But boy, are they going to get a
I mean, we could have jumped
show.
out and swam, but we still would have gotten sucked into the thing.
All the people on the boat at the dock there thought we were performing for them, to giving them
This is
like
not
a welcome
part of the
to-
show, kids.
exactly. To
And you know,
Catalina.
the boat ran great for several days. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Can't you just hear that story? Remember that time those dumbasses? Yeah.
That's usually how it starts. Correct. Jerry did get that one right. But anyway, yeah.
I was
mean,
very relieved.
You were that we
got the
lived.
hell out
Which
of
way,
harm's
though?
I mean, he was relieved that we lived through the
We were
experience.
close to danger, but I didn't feel that anything was going to happen. We were far enough. I thought we were far enough away. But
I
it
thought
we
it
were
was
getting very
that
close, though.
I kind of
but-
felt at the time it was 50-50, but I
I
was
could
like,
feel
well,
the current. I could feel it pulling us.
yes. I was stuck in the middle. So you had an oar, and who else had an oar? But I was in the middle. There was nothing I could do. I just like, well, this is how
You were dead weight.
This is how we're gonna end.
No help.
All right, and everybody's
As
gonna witness
usual,
it.
Greg, the boat anchor.
I waved to everybody. I'm like, hey, hi, we're about to die.
Hi.
Anyway,
Hi, everybody.
we'll try not to recreate that magic this time around at the scuba show. But yeah, you know what happens is after.
But that was after the show.
Well, you know what happens is Mark and some of his team, they kind of have a ritual where they do the scuba show and they have a tendency to run over to Catalina. I don't know if he's doing it this year or not.
This time, go on the ferry.
Correct. I think if actually I won't be hanging around this time. I got to get back.
Bummer.
Yeah, but
Well, Vinny will be there.
Yeah,
I
Vinny
can
will.
probably go.
Yeah, sure.
should.
What is Vinny going to do?
Well, I know how to scuba dive.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, we may have you.
I mean, I'm in for fun. What are you in for?
No, Vinny may have to do a cleanup for us after our little stunt of sawing a mermaid.
Bring
in
a
half.
mop.
Yeah, bring a mop. You got a spare mop you can bring to the show for us, Vinny? May need a
Well,
mop, a
I
bucket.
probably got janitorial
I'll
services.
check in the supply room.
Yes, plan.
I still think you need to have Benny commentating this whole thing.
Really?
Yes.
No, I'll be working. Sorry.
No, Benny, it's
I'll actually
before
be
the
ringing
show.
the dog.
Remember,
Oh, that's
Benny?
right. He's working the show.
Yeah,
I'll be
Vinny's
pretty
got-
busy.
Yeah, Vinny has
It's
stuff to
before
do.
the show, Benny. So
But
you
yeah,
will have
I'm
to
pretty busy
commentate it.
before and after the show.
Yeah,
trust me.
he's got to
booth
prep
set
though.
He's got to set up and whatnot.
Yeah,
I tear down,
he has to do
yeah.
he has to do things like turn on his mic and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know.
I actually have responsibility for a few days out of the year.
yeah, see,
Other-
don't
Other than
add
that, I-
stuff to his plate.
He doesn't
Jerry.
just paint pumpkins.
right.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
See,
Thank you.
yeah, you say we're
He's multi-dimensional.
He
That
is.
pumpkin has been the best thing I've ever done in my life. People remember it.
Of course they do. Who couldn't? I mean,
And
actually,
you killed him, Benny.
okay, that's enough
I
about.
kept him alive for 6 months, but he finally rotted away to
yeah.
death.
By the way, there's nothing growing right now for. It's too early in the year, right, for a Halloween pumpkin for you?
It's kind of too early, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, you don't have any seeds laying around the house, so you might want to.
No, I think next year when I go to the senior center, I'll have another
That will be
auction.
this year, Benny.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This coming October, I'll probably do it again.
Fair enough.
I should be
Please
around.
do.
Fair enough. Well, you know, if you don't think
It's tradition now.
that the lack of him having his pumpkin buddy with him is enough of a draw for the scuba show. Let me tell you, not only are we cutting a mermaid in half, Miss Scuba Queen USA is going to make her debut.
The new one.
The new Miss Scuba Queen USA. Now we'll have
It might be a cat fight, Greg.
No, they're all friends.
They're all
Yeah, it's
friends,
all good.
and they're going to be part of the festivities with us as we open. Because basically, when I recruited Rachel to be cut in half as our mermaid there at the scuba show, I said, Rachel, just to be clear, I'm going to recruit some reinforcements just in case things do go wrong. We'll have some backups. Yeah, so we got like 3 or 4 of the Scuba Queens that are going to be on hand with us, helping us out Saturday morning. And on top of everything else, we're giving away a liveaboard trip with Explorer Ventures to the Turks and Caicos.
Awesome.
So, there's many, many reasons.
If you're in California, you got to go.
That's right. This will be the center of the diving universe on June 3rd and 4th. So make sure you show up. Show opens each morning, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. And I would highly recommend you being there probably by 9 o'clock.
I went in 2017, and man, people come early.
Yeah, well,
there's a huge line.
We give away a ton of stuff, and sometimes they do like a first 25 people get this or that, and that kind of thing. So people lined up pretty early for that show.
That show is well attended.
Yes,
LA area. There's a lot of interest in it. So
it's a great
busy.
crowd, and it's a lot of fun. But I'd highly recommend you getting there a little bit early, especially this year because we're doing something that's never been done before by cutting a mermaid in half to open the show.
It's the only decent public show where the public can get in.
Yes, see,
that's what's good about it.
Vinny Two Tanks has spoken.
Sorry,
he's not wrong.
Thought I'd throw that point out to the public. Some people I don't think they know.
Yeah, well, he knows. He's been around the block.
I forgot about that.
He's been around, the block or two. He knows what he's talking about, Vinny Two Tanks.
Dude, I've worked that show 15.
I think it was more of a threat that if you don't go, he may show up at your house and take you out. I don't know. That's kind of how he rolls, right?
I don't think so.
You don't think?
Nah.
Okay.
He's cool.
All right, fair enough. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio. Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Dad, what are you doing in there?
I look these fish right in the eye, and they look back at me, and they see right through me. They know who I am, these fish.
Come on, baby, and do the fish. I'm gonna teach it to you right. Come on, baby, just like this. We're gonna do the fish tonight. Whoa, sing it. Do the fish, do the fish.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. This is a safe space to do the fish. As Vinny Two Tanks was busting a move right there, I was very impressed. He is multifaceted in his talent that, sometimes he kind of holds back, I think, on Scuba Radio.
Well, he probably grew up with that song at his high school sock dances.
Okay. Well, there's a low blow right there from old Diver Dennis. Thank God they're connected.
Shot to the head that drives him to the canvas.
Go! Go!
Slammed his head into the turnbuckle.
Yes. All right. Well, it is.
Completely went over my head because I don't get it. But
well,
that's okay.
Let's just leave your head out of it. Anyway, there is one other little story I want to share. Another news nugget came across my desk this week of the top 5 wreck dives in the world. And one of the 5 dives was the Vandenberg down there in the Florida Keys, which I agree was probably, but I was surprised that they mentioned that one and not the Spiegel Grove, not, the Riskany.
Well, I couldn't understand that, dude.
Yeah, Jerry, check this out. I mean, the other wrecks are, all over the place. One's in Bali, one's, where are they?
Fiji, Vanuatu.
Vanuatu, yeah.
Egypt.
Which, I'm sure those are all very good wrecks, but I was kind of surprised. Would you consider the Vandenberg to be the best wreck in Florida, let alone the U.S.?
I mean, it is a good wreck. I do like it.
That's the one that's really, really large, right?
It's a big one, but it's not the biggest.
I mean,
in Florida, no.
I do love the Spiegel Grove, and I do love the Dwayne, and And if you
The Duane.
can, the Duane.
Yep.
And if you can get on the bib, I mean, the bib is awesome
Yeah,
too.
but getting back to
the bib
my
always
question
gets
is,
blown out.
the Vandenberg the best wreck in Florida or the U.S. for that matter to make this list? I'm not so sure I would agree.
I haven't been on that one, so I can't say.
No, we did that.
I mean,
Yeah, we did the Vandenberg. Me, you, and Bubble Boy did.
I think that was the time I couldn't clear, and I had.
You couldn't get down all the way. That's
I hung
right.
on the rope, and then you guys went down.
That is true.
I did do Spiegel
correct.
Grove though. That was awesome.
Yeah, Spiegel Grove's a great
That was
dive.
last year.
Yeah.
And you know, Vandenberg, I don't want to dismiss it as not a great wreck. It is a great wreck, but
it's an awesome wreck.
But I just don't know that I would say that is the best wreck in the U.S., let alone Florida or the world.
Does that say the 5?
Yeah, the
best
5
in the
best wreck
world?
dives in the world.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis, have you done this, Diver Dennis?
I haven't done the Vandenberg yet. That is the one of the top 3 largest artificial reefs that I have not dove. I've done the Oriskany, I've done the Spiegel Grove.
Yeah.
Number 3 is the Vandenberg, and I need to get that knocked out.
I've done.
I do now.
The Oriskany, the Vandenberg, the Spiegel. I've done both the Duane and Bib.
Yeah. So
I mean,
what do you say, Jerry? What do you think? Yeah,
I tell you,
are you splitting
I love
hairs?
my Spiegel Grove. I do love my Spiegel, and it's going to be a hard toss up to put that wreck as number 1.
Yes, I would tend to agree too, in the sense that the Spiegel Grove probably has an interesting story because it sank, sideways.
Yeah, I mean, I've
and
dove that
all that
shit
kind of stuff.
3 different ways. I mean, it's I don't know. It's hard to beat the Spiegel.
Yeah, and it doesn't really go into this article, what the criteria was for picking these as the top 5, wreck dives in the world. I mean, it just kind of, if nothing else, maybe it's just clickbait.
Who put it together? The one author,
Yeah.
or was there a group of people?
It doesn't really say, so it's probably just kind of a clickbait thing. But I was kind of like, wait a minute, come on now.
I know people that's dove on the Coolidge with this thing, and they swore up now that's the freaking best dive.
Well,
they've
the
ever
Coolidge
dove.
is where? Where is that one?
It's I think it's Vanuatu,
Vanuatu and Fiji.
Vanuatu, if you want to say it. But I mean,
If you want to say it correctly,
it's over in Vanuatu.
Never dove with the Vanderbilt.
Vanuatu. Yeah.
Vanuatu.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
I'm sure it
Vanuatu.
is that's a great wreck. I'm not that familiar with the other wrecks that they have listed on there, but there's great wreck dives all over the place. I mean, there's great wreck dives in the Great Lakes, for that matter.
Oh, yeah. Been on a few of those.
Yeah. Or, off the coast of California, they got a couple out there that are pretty notable, not to mention Texas as well. So I think it's kind of hard to say, like these are the top 5 wreck dives in the entire world. I don't know. I think it's a very subjective thing to kind of put that out there. But hey, I mean, everybody has an opinion, right?
I'll do a wreck here and there. I haven't done a ton of wrecks.
Are we talking about dives or the women you've dated?
Oh, stop it.
Okay. Just saying.
That's a whole nother show.
Okay. Is there a top 5?
Like a 4-hour show. No, only because I don't do a ton of wrecks. It's just if we're in the area and we're there and we're gonna dive a wreck, I'll do it, and it's cool. And,
I honestly,
but I haven't. I'm not one of those hardcore guys.
When it comes to my personal preference, I really prefer reefs.
Probably the Spiegel Grove if I had to have one of all of them. That was really cool.
Have you ever been on a Duane?
No.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. And
Duane, have you ever been able to do the bib, Greg?
Yeah, I think so. I know I've done the Duane. I think I've done them both, but I don't remember. Why? What's your point?
Those 2 are awesome dives.
Yeah.
And then I highly rank those way up. So Vandenberg, I don't know. I mean, it's a big boat. But
yeah. But when it comes to my preference, my personal preference, I prefer reefs. Then I'd go wrecks, and then I'd go springs.
Oh yeah.
Like caves or caverns and things like that. I just like the color that you get on a reef more than you get on a wreck and stuff. But, a lot of people prefer, wrecks. I mean, the thing with
I'm a big fan of the wrecks, because there's a story behind
exactly. That's what I was going to say. The history you get into on some of the wrecks is pretty phenomenal stuff.
And it's always good to get a good wreck dive in and then jet back over to the reefs. So,
true.
That's what
if you can mix it up a little bit.
With the keys.
Right.
Well, even Lauderdale, that's pretty much a normal itinerary. Go out and do the Lady Luck and then follow it up with a pretty reef dive. So you get both.
Yeah.
But you can get that nice deep wreck. And that's one of the things I think that appeals to me most about the wreck dives is you're getting down deeper, much deeper usually on the wrecks than you would on the reef.
And that's the Dwayne. I mean, you get a good deep dive with the Dwayne and then go back over to Molasses Reef or Elbow or wherever.
And plus they're spookier. Wrecks in general are a little bit more like, foreboding when they, show up in your vision for the first time when you're diving down to them. You're like, ooh.
Well, I've got
that's what makes it so fun too.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a good picture of the Spiegel with the crow's nest and everything, and it's always awesome.
Yeah.
Or when you go into the wheelhouse and spook a Goliath grouper or something like that, that can get exciting.
Right. So, there's, like I said, different fin kicks, different divers, whatever. Your preference, whatever you prefer, right, is good. It's all good. It's just hard to rate that stuff.
As long as you get wet, that's all that matters.
Exactly. Right. It's always better where?
Down where it's wet.
Wait, we're not there yet. Hold on.
Wait, Greg. Hey, a little early.
A little early. You guys are premature endings. Oh, well, I can't blame you. We got some drinking to do. So, with that said, remember, it's always better where?
Down where it's wetter.
See, always better the second time around. Look, stay.
No more coming up.
Yeah, no more. That's it. See ya.
You're on Scuba Radio. Let's go.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.